Now that I've got this thing running pretty good, I want to focus on getting all the little odd and end trinkets working. Like I'm weird like that. I like the car to look ratty and look like kind of like a ratty muscle car, but I want all the little amenities that it has to work, as far as the lights, the heater, just odd and end stuff like that. So let's crack open this cover and see what we find. It may be a bulb. There may not be a bulb. It may be a blow bulb. Could be a blow fuse. You really just don't know when it comes to these old Mopars, and especially ones that people have been tinkering with for years. So let's crack that cover open and see what we might find. Luckily, it doesn't take much to do a job like this on an old car. Phillips head screwdriver, and I got my multimeter just to do some testing. See if we got voltage going back to this dome light. The battery is still hooked up right now, so if I pop that passenger side door open, the light should have juice going to the socket, as long as there's nothing wrong with the circuit. So let's pop this cover open and see what we got. These old faded out and cracked up covers, I don't know how much light they're going to let shine through, but anything will be better than what we got. And we got no light. So let's see if we got juice flowing to this thing or not. This is a common issue you find in a lot of older vehicles. Somebody may have pulled the bulb out due to a current draw that they couldn't figure out. Maybe they had a battery that kept draining down and they couldn't figure out what was pulling the juice. So they just removed all the interior light bulbs from it. I checked the other side, there's no light bulb on the driver's side either. But we're going to test this out and see if we got juice going to this. Most of the time on these older light sockets, the outside of the bulb is where it gets its ground from. The inside is what normally gives it the power. So with your multimeter, you should be able to stick your power lead on the inside, touch your ground lead to the outside, and should be able to get a reading. See if you're getting any voltage to that socket itself. It may just be that one socket's unhooked or a bad wire somewhere. So I'm going to try to see if I can get you focused up on the multimeter so you can see what's going on here. Okay, I got my multimeter set up here on the back glass, and I'm going to try to keep my fat head out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to take the positive lead to the multimeter, touch one of the probes down inside the light socket, and then ground the ground lead to the outside of the light socket. Normally that's how these lights operate. The ground is received from the outside of the light bulb. But let's see if we got any juice going to this light socket. Hopefully y'all can see this without me getting in the way. You just want to be sure when you stick this power lead inside that you're not touching one of the power prongs and the outside of the casing of the light socket itself, because it will ground that circuit out and possibly blow a fuse. So it's kind of like playing operation here. You just got to have a steady hand and just take it easy. Hopefully you can see this multimeter. I like to stick my power in first and then focus on my ground. Try a couple different spots for the ground. And it appears we have, oh, we got a little fluctuation there. No juice. So let's dive into the fuse panel and see what we can find. So the first place I'm going to look is under the dash where the fuse panel is located at. Luckily on these old cars right here, they're not too complicated when it comes to the electrical system. So that one Phillips head screw has the fuse panel mounted underneath the dash. We can remove that screw and pull our fuse panel down and have a better look at it. So let's go ahead and do that. Little Harbor Freight light coming in handy, y'all. I did a review on this check back the last video before this one. You'll see a good review for a good pocket LED pen light. And I believe these things are getting ready to go on sale the 1st of April, like the first week of April, first weekend of April. And sure enough, y'all, I dropped this fuse panel down, and you'll notice second one from the bottom, right below it, it says tail lights, stop, and dome. That's a brand new fuse in there. When I dropped that fuse panel down, we had a blowed fuse. If I can get this thing to focus. Of course, this takes the older bus style fuses. You see that thing was blowed. Now, the only question is, what caused that? And this car previously had a charging issue that I just got resolved. I'm trying to read, I think this is a 10 amp. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. 10 amp. So, I don't know. Let's see if it tells you what it costs for on there. Doesn't say. So, I put a 20 or a 30 in there. But that brings me to another point. When it comes to these older vehicles and you're not exactly sure about the wiring, the only way to be 100% sure is to have a factory service manual or a repair manual. And lucky for me, eManuals Online reached out and offered me a manual for this particular vehicle, so I was able to trace down exactly what wires went to what without any headache, any issues at all. This is a complete, comprehensive factory service manual, 887 pages for this Plymouth. Let me give you a quick look at it. And with the option from eManual Online, I have 887 pages of detailed information on my specific make and model of vehicle available at my fingertips, whether it be on my phone, my tablet, my laptop, or my desktop computer. I have this information saved anywhere I need it. And this is really handy when I'm out in the shop. As you can see, I got my phone set up on a phone stand and paired with a Bluetooth mouse. I can scroll through and find exactly what I'm looking for. I can screen mirror this to the big TV in the shop. I mean, the options are endless, y'all, and you'll always have this information. This is not something that you're going to lose due to water damage or weather. And luckily for you, they're offering a 22% discount site-wide right now until August 31st if you use my discount code HardheadGarage22. I'll drop the link below in the description. So now that I have that fuse fixed, we should be able to receive voltage back here to this light socket. So we'll test that theory out and see what we have now. Should be somewhere around 12 volts. There we have 12.1 volts. So I went ahead and picked up some 1004 light bulbs while I was at my local farm supply store. We have a Royal King right here. Don't discount those places, y'all. When you're working on a classic vehicle that takes standard, like this used to be universal stuff back in the day. Just about every vehicle on the road, tractor, no matter what it was, used the same light bulb, same fuses, same relays. I gave $2.99 a pack for these, and everywhere else, auto parts stores wanted $7.99 for a 2-pack. So I went ahead and bought 2 cheaper than 1. So don't discount places like Royal King, Farm and Feed. Tractor Supply might be that cheap on bulbs, I'm not sure, but check around, y'all. They even carry stuff like flasher relays, so you'd be surprised what you find in the automotive section of a Farm and Feed supply store. So let me pop one of these bulbs in here and we should have light. working dome light now. Let's see if the door switch is gonna turn it off. Yes, sir. Now we have us a working dome light. So let me throw a bulb in the driver's side and see if we can get both of them working. Now that the dome light cover is on, it definitely cut down on a lot of the light being cast out. So I'm going to look and see if I can find some reproduction light covers. That should be pretty common. I mean, they use them in just about every Mopar vehicle. So let me get on the old interwebs and see what I can't find. If not, I got a buddy with a 3D printer. He can probably print some of these up. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and throw a new bulb in the trunk as well, so we can have some light back here when we need it. And let's make sure this switch works. That way we're not working in the dark. That's going to do it for this video, y'all. Just a quick, simple repair. Don't forget to check out emanuelonline.com and use HardheadGarage22 as your discount code at checkout to save 22% now until August 31st.